Everybody hear me?
Hello, Paul. Yes, we can hear you.
Great.
Okay. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Statutory Planning Committee meeting of the 19th of November 2025. The meeting is being live streamed and recorded and will be available for viewing via the Commission's website and YouTube. Committee members may refer to technical devices throughout the meeting to assist them with information of the items before them. And I'd like to start the meeting by acknowledging that we're meeting on the lands of the Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation and pay our respects to elders past and present. We do have all members attending today, and in person we have myself, Chair Emma Cole, we have Commissioner Brooks, Member Harmon, Member Knight and Member Moore, and online we are joined by Commissioner Adair, Deputy Chair Commissioner Heron, Commissioner Lakey and Member Franklin. So welcome to you all online today. And I just going to ask if there are any requests for leave of absence from members. Thank you very much. So disclosures of interest. On item 3.1, we have a disclosure of interest from Member Franklin on the Shire of Carnarvon draft local planning strategy. Member Franklin, I just needed to check whether this is a direct or indirect pecuniary interest, because if you have worked directly on the strategy, it would be direct, but if it's your connection to Haim Charlie, it would be indirect.
Indirect, apologies there.
Yeah, right. So the declaration then is that Member Franklin advised that she's the principal planner for Franklin Planning. She provides sub-consultancy services to Haim Charlie, who are contracted to the Shire of Carnarvon to prepare the draft local planning strategy under consideration. Member Franklin, you're happy to step out on that item? Thank you.
Yes.
And on item 4.1, the City of Vincent Local Planning Scheme number 2, Amendment 13, Commissioner Brooks, Member Harmon and Commissioner Lakey and myself have advised that we are residents of the City of Vincent and declared received impartiality interests. And in addition to that declaration, I have also noted that I was the former Mayor of the City of Vincent, but it has been over 2 years since I served on the council. Members, are there any further declarations of interest? Thank you very much. And members, are there any disclosures of representation? And declaration of due consideration, can all members indicate that they've received and considered the agenda? Very much all. Confirmation of previous minutes. We have 2 sets of minutes on the agenda today. So in relation to the Wednesday, the 22nd of October minutes, were there any questions or issues to raise? Thank you. Could I call on a mover and seconder to adopt the minutes of the 22nd of October? Moved by Member Knight, seconded by Commissioner Brooks. Any dissent? Thank you. They're carried. And in relation to the minutes of Thursday, the 5th of November 2025, there is a proposed amendment to the minutes. Just to raise that at the meeting in relation to item 3.2, the precinct structure plan, Floreat precinct structure plans determination, there was an error in the briefing material. It did not form part of the agenda report or attachments, and the minutes will be amended with your endorsement on page 13 with a final dot point to reflect that, and the amendment would be as such. The decision of the Statutory Planning Committee was as per the agenda report, attachments and schedule of modifications. Any issues or questions? So if I can put that to you then with the amendment, is there a mover and seconder for the amended version? Thank you. That's moved by Member Harmon and seconded by Commissioner Heron. Is there any dissent? Thank you. That is carried. We now move to deputations and presentations. Thank you very much, Sam.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning to everyone who's present this morning to make a deputation to the Statutory Planning Committee, either in person or via Zoom. You will be invited to join the table or promoted to a panel via Zoom to deliver your deputation this morning. You have been advised of your allocated time, which will be managed by a timer which will appear on the screen. If you do have a PowerPoint presentation this morning, this will be displayed on the screen and you're requested to advise as you wish to advance the slides. Moving to the first deputation on the agenda this morning, which is on item 3.2 on the agenda, the standard structure plan, Treendale East structure plan, and we're welcoming Frank Arangio. If you'd like to join at the table, thank you.
Morning.
Good morning.
See you all. Just here to support, obviously, the officer recommendation. It's been a 7-year process. We've really crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's across all disciplines and technical components of the LSP over the last 3 years in particular. It's been a journey, but it is what it is. I obviously wanted to thank the officers, particularly the officers at LH more recently, and obviously Shire Party, who've been really good to deal with as well. Here to answer any questions, but hopefully everything's fairly straightforward. This is the second time around to this committee.
Thanks, Frank. We appreciate you being here today to take any questions that might come up. Members, do you have any questions for Frank? Not today, but thank you very much.
Been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks, Frank.
The next deputation on the agenda this morning is on item 4.1 on the agenda, which is the City of Vincent in number 2 amendment number 13, and we're welcoming Marshall Farrell and Tim Elliott via Zoom this morning. Good morning, Marshall.
Good morning, Chair and committee members.
Just wait for Tim.
Thank
Sorry, Marshall, we'll just wait for Tim to join. Oh, Tim's joined now. So over to you when you're ready. Thank you.
Perfect. Good morning, Chair and committee members. Thank you for the opportunity for the City of Vincent to present in support of Amendment number 13. This amendment responds to regulation changes to short-term rental accommodation. It aligns with the department's template and ensures that STRA land uses are capable of approval across all zones. Today, the City seeks to focus on one element, the proposed variation to the residential zone objective, which introduces long-term housing availability as a consideration in decision-making. STRA is a non-residential land use, and its potential impact on housing supply is a central issue throughout this review. The availability of long-term housing is a priority for Council and a concern of the community. The new objective ensures that all development applications, not just STRA, are assessed to avoid cumulative impacts on housing supply. Perth and Peel at 3.5 million sets a target of around 12,000 additional dwellings within the city by 2050. Meeting this requires protecting long-term housing stock. The city's local planning strategy directs high-density development to accessible areas, such as those near train stations and major transport routes, so the city can achieve infill targets without eroding the character of our suburbs. Most housing stock is located in a residential zone, so the over-concentration of non-residential uses risks diminishing long-term housing availability. This approach is supported by recent SAT decisions, considering a similar objective at the City of Belmont. Those decisions confirm that the objective, combined with a clear location criteria in local planning policies, provides a structured and practical framework for assessment. The City has reviewed its STRA local planning policy in parallel with the scheme amendment. The revised policy and other non-residential land use policies provide locational criteria guiding non-residential uses to high activity and accessible areas such as mixed use, local centre, district and regional centre, and commercial zones. They also ensure greater consideration is applied when deliberating proposals in residential zones. Non-residential land uses will still be capable of approval in the residential zone. Importantly, the existing objective for non-residential uses to be compatible and complementary to residential development remains, ensuring balanced decision-making. The proposed objective simply looks to provide emphasis on ensuring long-term housing supply is not adversely impacted. In summary, this objective is consistent with the city's strategic direction, supports housing targets, and provides a practical tool for managing competing land uses. Thank you again for the opportunity to present this deputation.
Thanks very much, Marshall, and thanks, Tim, for joining us today. It's Emma Cole speaking now. I will ask members if they have any questions of you. Members, any questions? Thank you, members. Look, Marshall, just from myself, in relation to the variation you're seeking to the residential zone, you do understand the state, our intent to have model provisions across all local governments.
Yep, yes, he's aware of that.
Yeah, and I understand that that is an objective within your local planning policy, so that objective does sit there.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you. We take your points on board and we'll discuss when we come to the item.
Thanks
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thanks for joining us. All right. So they were our verbal deputations for today, and we have only received one written deputation today from Carlo Fiano in relation to the City of Kalamunda Local Planning Scheme number 3, amendment number 115. And Carlo is from CF Town Planning and has provided a submission against the recommendation. So members, we'll now move to consideration of the non-confidential items, and the first item is 3.1, the Shire of Carnarvon Draft Local Planning Strategy for certification to advertise. Member Franklin is just going to step out on this one. Thank you very much, Claire. And we're joined by Ryan Carville and Neil Fox on this item. Ryan and Neil, thank you very much for your briefing on Monday. Is there anything that has come up since that you wanted to add, or are you happy for us to go straight to questions?
No, happy straight for questions.
Okay, members, any questions? I think we've covered it off nicely. Thank you very much. All right, so I'll call for a mover and seconder for the item, please. Moved by Commissioner Brooks, seconded by Member Harmon. Any comments, Commissioner Brooks?
No, just thanks for a really good report. I thought it was, yeah, really well put together and covered off on everything, which is why there's no questions.
Member Harmon, anything to add?
No.
All right. Members, any comments? Probably just to say that, you know, looking forward to seeing what's happening in the Coral Bay settlement. I think that's one of the key areas of interest. And yeah, thanks very much to the Shire of Carnarvon for preparing a very thorough strategy. Good to see this occur. I'll put the motion. Is there any dissent? No, thank you. That's carried. So we then move on. Thank you very much. We'll move on now to item 3.2, the standard structure plan for Treendale East. And this is for determination, and we're joined via Zoom by David Brash and Kim Must.
Good morning, David and Kim. If you can hear me, could you please turn your video on so you may participate in the meeting this morning?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you, Sam.
I can hear you as well. Thank you.
Kim.
David and Kim, thanks for joining us. We've had a deputation today, but it was very brief, and it was really a sort of thank you to the team for working with the applicant on this matter. Is there anything that you wanted to bring to our attention before we go to questions, given that the report has been very detailed, and I thank you for taking up the issues that were raised at the last SPC meeting?
Thank you, Chair. There's probably nothing to add, but for the benefit of the members, they would have read in the report and the commissioners that this matter was essentially determined under delegation. Previously, the matter for the lifting of the urban deferred for the site under the Greater Bunbury Region Scheme was presented to the committee earlier this year, and at the request of the committee, this matter's been brought back. There's quite a bit of work that has been done between that meeting and now, but we're confident that the local structure plan is consistent with the planning frameworks and the department and the Commission's requirements. So nothing further to add.
Thanks, David, and again, appreciate your responsiveness to the issues raised. Members, over to you for any questions. Questions, thank you. I think that means that you've dealt with everything that we asked of you in a very comprehensive way. All right, I'll call for a mover and seconder for the item then, please. Moved Commissioner Brooks, seconded Member Knight. Any comment?
No, nothing from me. Thank you.
Any comments, members? No, thank you. And look, I think that having taken on board the additional work that's been done, I think we have got a good outcome here. So just wanted to reaffirm that. All right, I'll put the motion. Any dissent? Thank you, that's carried. Thank you very much for joining us, David and Kim. That concludes our non-confidential items for today. So I will have to seek a mover and seconder that we close the meeting to consider confidential items. Thank you, Member Knight is moving and seconded by Commissioner Brooks. Any dissent? Thank you, that's carried.